Sometimes the American people are just some badass motherfuckers. Sometimes the American people are just some badass motherfuckers. So you got this poll where you have 59% of the American people think that the price that Russia has paid for its invasion is too weak. So most Americans think, Jesus Christ, Russia hasn't fucking paid at all. What, just a couple of their damn oligarchs can't buy no shit? More than 2/3 of the country approves of a no-fly zone over Ukraine. 66% of Americans approve of a no-fly zone over Ukraine when the question mentions that a no-fly zone could result in a war with Russia. The support drops to a slender majority, 52%. Well, you know the no-fly zone could result in a war. Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't mention that before. Most Americans still oppose using American troops to defend Ukraine, but the number who support it, 42%, is up. Should we put boots on the ground? Americans say 42% of Americans say yes. They're ready. 2 weeks ago, with a similar question, a News Nation Decision Desk HQ poll found 35% supported using U.S. troops. 35 to 42%. It's going up. It's going up. So the American people are more open to continued, probably increased support of Ukraine. So that's important. 59% think that the price that Russia has paid for its invasion is too weak, quote unquote, too weak. 66% of Americans approve of a no-fly zone, unless it, might result in a war with Russia. Then only 52%. Wait, that could provoke Russia? A war with Russia? Well, yeah, I still support it. Most Americans still oppose boots on the ground, so that's pretty much no-fly zone. Of course we put a no-fly zone. Boots on the ground? Are you fucking crazy? That seems to be the dividing line with the American people. Now, that's newsnationnow.com. I pulled up some other polls here. They say similar shit, but kind of differently. But this one, it's just overwhelmingly the American people are in favor of a no-fly zone, but not, only 42% are for boots on the ground. So we're not ready to, full on fight it out with Russia just yet. But a no-fly zone over Ukraine, yeah. You can't fly over Ukraine. No, you can't fly. No, that is not cool. I got a uml.edu and then some other poll here. Center for the Public Opinion at UMass Lowell, 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 conducted over the past week. The poll surveyed U.S. adult attitudes about the war in Ukraine, as well as domestic issues, including the appetite for political reform, political leaders' favorability ratings. Americans are split. 54% of the respondents are in favor of leaving the airspace alone, and 46% prefer to establish the zone. So, public opinion at UMass Lowell. It's a poll conducted over the past week. I'm not sure the date of this. Oh, 3/24. Okay. Inflation and gas prices have become a large part of the conversation. Should the U.S. continue to ban Russian oil and gas imports, even if it meant gas prices would continue to rise? A majority of both Democrats and Republicans polled agreed, with 49% saying definitely yes, 25% responding with probably yes, for a total of 74% in favor. American people hate Vladimir Putin. 80% of the country hates fucking Putin, rightfully so. Zelensky, 46% of the American people like Zelensky. So, way more people like Zelensky than Putin. I don't know how many people like Putin, maybe 10% or something. I don't know. Respondents were more evenly split on Biden's handling of the war in Ukraine, with 48% saying they approve of how the president has handled the crisis, 52% saying they disapprove. Those numbers somewhat mirror the president's job rating, as 57% of the respondents disapprove, while 43% approve. No, it sounds like he's doing good with the war. The war is helping his approval ratings, but he was already unpopular to begin with. Americans are united behind Ukraine. Da 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 da. Let's go on to the next poll. Now here they asked some scholars, right? They asked some like smart people. They're like, okay, the dumb fucking general masses are okay with it, but they went ahead and asked, let's see, IR, international relations experts, the Teaching Research and International Policy Project at William and Mary's Global Research Institute asked international relations scholars at U.S. universities and colleges for their views on the U.S. air power to enforce a no-fly zone over Ukraine. The results reported below are based on responses from 866. That first one was over 1,000. This one has 800 respondents, so these are pretty good. A nice little large subsample. This is all the political science departments should be doing. I can't believe the fucking universities have absolutely blown what political science could be about. But here's what the smart people are saying. Should we place sanctions on the Russian government and or its leaders? Of course, 97% say yes. Take in Ukrainian refugees from the current conflict. 97% say yes to that. Send additional arms and military supplies to Ukraine. It's 88% say yes to that. Not buy oil or gas from Russia during this conflict, even if it causes gas prices to increase. That's 87%. Deploy U.S. military forces to the region, 62%. Initiate cyber attacks against Russian military forces, 29%. Impose a no-fly zone above Ukraine, 7%. Initiate direct military operations against Russian military forces, 2.3%. And none of the above, 0.7%. So even the smart people are like bloodthirsty as fuck, and they're like, oh yeah, definitely. When it comes to what sanctions, yeah, sanction the fuck out of them. Yeah, take in the Ukrainian refugees, of course. Take them all, and yep. Send weapons and money. Yep. All the weapons, all the money they need. What, you want to boycott Russian oil and gas? Absolutely, yes. And then, strong support, but not overwhelmingly, 62% for deploying U.S. military forces to the region. So you want, some more forces in Poland, more forces in Bulgaria? Sure, why not? Initiate cyber attacks against Russian military forces, 29%. So less, not great enthusiasm. That's actually, that's the majority. They don't want that. Most of the smart Americans do not want to do cyber attacks against the Russian military forces, which is why not? And 7% say, yes to the no-fly zone, which means 93% were saying no. And then direct military operations, 98% were absolutely against that as of right now. So that's how the American people, that's how the American people think about things. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree.